Oh, gets me, even though I made the video. Welcome to Look Around the Confederation. I'm your host, Moose. And before we get into tonight's news and our guests, please remember the views and opinions expressed on this broadcast are not necessarily the views and opinions of the SCV, or the GEC, or any divisions, brigade, camps, or any other subsidiaries. How is everybody doing in Dixieland tonight? I see we have Mr. Sean in the chat who sent in some division news for us from Florida. Thank you, sir. Cousin Vinny sent us a lot of news. Thank you, Cousin Vinny. All the legends in the chat. Paul Gramlin Jr., past commander-in-chief. All Gigi's in the chat. Miss Linda Gramlin. Corey's in the chat. Good to see y'all. The Camp 2150's in the chat. Good to see y'all. Happy y'all are here. We got a good bit of news tonight. So you're going to have to bear with me. As we all know, I didn't have much time to prepare this evening because I'm getting ready for my division reunion, my responsibilities at my division reunion, and I'm taking some education classes to become a teacher. So life is just really fast-paced this week. So I didn't have much time to prepare, but I'm happy to be here, happy to be with y'all, and happy to get into news. Out in the West Texas town of El Paso. And there is my ringtone that is going to get copyrighted. Always good to have. Yes. If you don't know, that is El Paso that came out in the 1930s, if I'm not mistaken. I'm that guy. I have that ringtone. Corey said there is a reenactment this weekend. Of course, if you can, please go support it. Jude asks, what classes am I taking? The history of American education and special education. These are both requirements, of course, for getting education minor. And then I'll be getting an education master. So, whoopee. I have a lot of paperwork to do. Where are you taking your classes at? I'm taking them via the University of Mississippi. I just taking some online classes. Okay, thank you. I had it wrong. It was 1959. Fun fact, that is my great grandfather's favorite song, El Paso. Hence why it's my ringtone. All right. Now that we got a good crowd going, I will be getting into the news. And like I said, I have a lot of news to cover. So please bear with me. I'm not getting a PhD, Vinny. Not anytime soon, anyway. Nope. All right. First bit of news coming from Beauvoir. Let's see here. Beauvoir recently celebrated the 214th birthday of President Jefferson Davis. Of course, this picture is from the 3rd Mississippi Infantry Regiment and Beauvoir. And so they send us happy regards on that event. I attended that event. I am the man in gray right by Jefferson Davis. Can't really see me, but I had a great time there. Always good to go to Beauvoir, get some work done, and, of course, celebrate the birth of the great President Jefferson Davis. So that was a great event. Happy and blessed that I was able to attend that event. So that is all good. Chuck says a PhD in education is not worth the hassle. Not much of a raise. I would probably, if I ever got a PhD, I would go back and get a PhD in history, and I have a long road ahead of me in that. So who knows? Next bit of news is coming from that old New Jersey state. Cousin Vinny sent us a lot of news, so I will put his up and talk about it. All right, the private Meredith Pool Camp honored 2,400 plus POWs who are buried in the New Jersey, at their state monument. They also honored a Miss Jessica, an awesome UDC lady. Let me pull up the rest of it. whose ancestor is buried there. They met her at at Lee Jackson Day and learned of her ancestry to Private David Linville, who's buried at the New Jersey Monument. He also said, "Rain or shine, we will honor our ancestors." Well, happy that y'all were able to get out and celebrate Cousin Vinny. Glad that y'all had a great time. Uh, it's always good to have. Vinny says he has a fantastic UDC chapter up there. Always good to hear that our partners, our sister organization, the UDC, are being well, active, and having a good time. So our next bit of news is again Cousin Vinny. This is on Memorial Day, Camp 1505, and soon to be members of the New Jersey OCR chapter visited the New York United Confederate Veterans Monument and Cemetery in Hudson, on the Hudson in New York, to flag the graves and have a memorial service. And that's them. I think they're getting lunch. And here is, of course, I couldn't flip it, but that's them flagging it. It's a beautiful monument. I'm having to tilt my head here, and beautiful flags as always. Good job there, Cousin Vinny. Always good to see stuff like that. Someone said debating if it's worth it or not to get my master's in history. I would love to one day get my master's in history, but again, I still have a long road on that. First, I'm going to teach. All right, next bit of news again is, of course, Cousin Vinny. Let's see here. There it is. All right. They were at Batso County for a Living Fair event where our camp did a artillery demonstration, and they had a good time recruiting for our camp. The response, they said, was very positive, and we have 2 new prospective members in our great organization, so that's always great to hear. Cousin Vinny getting out there representing us well, getting us 2 new members for this great organization, which is always good. Good to see you there, Cousin Vinny. Seems like you guys had a good time. Happy, happy, happy. 1 second. Let me switch my monitor really quickly. I think. Elliot, did you send stars? I'm trying to get my monitor up, and of course, when I'm live, it's just not going to work. But if you did send stars, Elliot, thank you very much. I'm trying to get the video up. It is not wanting to cooperate. There it is. All right. Let me pull it up real quick. Let me put this stuff down real quick. And, perfect. All right. Yes, thank you for sending in stars. Much appreciated always. Wow, Elliot, you sent stars a couple of times. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Try to have that stuff ready when I can. Let's see here. What are y'all saying? Man, Elliot, you going after it, man. Well, thank you, sir, for sending them. Thank you for telling me I did a good job. I try my best. I try my best. All right, let's get into the next bit of news. All right. The Turner Asby Camp 1567 and Jason Lloyd conducted a cross dedication on Saturday 4th to Private William W. Hood, Company A of the Marion Rifles of the 5th Virginia Infantry, part of the 5th Virginia Infantry. I think I meant to put part of the Stonewall Brigade, if I'm not mistaken. That's the information you sent in, sir. Thank you for sending that in. Also, good to see us honoring our veterans, getting Iron Crosses out there. Love to see it. So that's always good. Let's see here. All right. Someone asked about Matt. Matt is currently doing he got another part-time job. Okay, yes, the Stonewall Brigade. Thank you, Jason. I wanted to make sure I got information right and out there. Yeah, Matt is taking a part-time job right now, so bless his heart, he's not going to be on for a little while. But he wishes all you chat heads the best. Oh, we have the Lieutenant Commander in Chief Jason Boshears in the chat, folks. He has been all over this great confederation doing some great work. So, uh, thank you, Jason. And the next bit of news. Come on, load, or don't load. Okay. There it is. All right. On June 6th, 2022, the Turner Asby chapter, number 184 of the UDC, along with the Turner Asby Camp 1567 of the SCV, conducted the 156th annual Memorial Day service at Stonewall Cemetery in Winchester, Virginia. Always good to hear. Always good to see. Look at that beautiful monument. Look at all them beautiful flags, and look at all them stones, people. Again, we do it for them. We do it to honor them. So, of course, always happy to see the UDC and the SCV work together on these great events. Always happy to also see us getting out there and honor our veterans. And so, thank you for sending that in. Good to see it always. Army of Tennessee Commander Jimmy Hill is in the chat. We have an announcement from Jimmy Hill towards the end. I believe y'all should remember that from last time. Got some news out of the Florida Division. They have a newly elected Florida Division Commander, Calvin Hart. So I want to congratulate you, sir, on winning the office of Division Commander, and wish you the best in leading the Florida Division into a great 2 years. Again, I know some divisions are electing officers this year. Please send that information in, and we will congratulate y'all's new officers. Love to see it. Gotta give props when props are due. Casey said I'm late to the party. No problem, Casey. So yes, congratulations, Commander Hart. Let's see here. Getting into the last bit of news, and we'll talk a smidge on a certain T-shirt that's out, and then I will bring our guest on for this evening. Waiting for the picture to load. There it is. The Lieutenant General Richard Taylor Camp, 1308, out of Shreveport, Louisiana, attended the Confederate Memorial Day service at the cemetery on the battlefield at Pleasant Hill. Look at that great group of men there. Always good to see, of course, showing out, supporting, attending events like this is very important. It shows that we all still care, and of course, most importantly, our ancestors. And it gets the news out, people. Stuff like this is good things. Good things. So good to see, and I believe our next bit of news is also from Camp 1308. Let me see. Yep. I don't know why that is a ticker. I'm gonna change that real quick. Or don't change it. My computer's having a laugh at me today. Wow. It wouldn't be Look Around the Confederation if I didn't have technical issues. I'm just happy it's not kicking me off for once. But it will not let me change this from a ticker to something else. So let me rework that. All right. The Richard Taylor and the Elijah Ward camp and the James Nicholson camp gathered at the Confederate section of Greenwood Cemetery for Confederate Memorial Day. I believe y'all's speaker for that event was past Commander-in-Chief Chuck McMichael. Always good to see Chuck. Always good to hear that he's getting out there and talking. Fun fact, Commander Chuck, he doesn't like to talk, man. I'm joking, of course. I'm messing with him. But good to see that. Good to see that. Let's see here. We do have one bit of news left. I don't think they loaded, though, so that's disappointing. but let me get them loaded for some reason. All right. Well, while I'm waiting on this last bit of news that I thought loaded but didn't, I'm going to talk about SCV CHAT T-shirt that is out, limited edition. Only 50 will be sold, so get them while you can. Let me get this situated real quick. All right. Can you hear me now? Bless my heart. There's not just much going on. We're so close to getting our star goal. Look at that. I set up a star goal for videos, and I'm happy to say we're actually about to reach them. Yeah, okay, so where can we get the Moose Mania shirt? So let me pop this up here while I'm waiting on my last bit of news to load. So here's the Moose Mania shirts. You can get them. Let's see here. Let me get the link ready. All right, you can get them in the link in the chat now, and of course you can find them on our Facebook page. But yeah, so the Moose Mania shirts are limited edition. They are about $22. Of course, that is not counting in shipping. But yeah, these shirts support us here at SCV Chat. Of course, we'll donate a bit to the SCV, and of course, this stuff helps us get better equipment. Hopefully, maybe even stop these malfunctions I have. These technical difficulty. And yes, Mr. Sean, Moose Mania is running wild, people. And that is always a good thing. We will be celebrating Moose Mania again this year. If you weren't there last year, I basically just ran around and took pictures with people uh, with a moose. And Gigi has been nice enough to get me another moose. So I'm going to be running around with a new moose this year. Elliot again with the stars, brother. Look at all those. Star party in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. What you gonna do, brother, when Moose Mania runs wild on you? We talked about if I had a bit more time. Custom Ink is putting a time limit. You have to order before July 6th, people. But we did talk about ordering a Hulk Hogan outfit and getting a test T-shirt and like ripping it and doing a quote unquote commercial. We really wanted to do that, just not enough time in the books right now. So maybe next time if we make another Moose Mania shirt, or if these do well, have them back out there again for another limited edition run. Past Commander in Chief Paul Gremlin says the Texas division donated $15,000 to the museum, and Christian Lee added underneath it, uh, unanimously. That got me there for a minute, but that's always good. Thank you, Texas division. That will be being put to great use as our museum is looking fantastic. People, if you have not seen our museum recently, you need to go up there and see it, because they are making a lot of good changes. They're adding a lot of great stuff, and it looks amazing. So definitely go do that. I will post one more time in the chat if you want to get a Moose Mania shirt. Here is the link. And I'll probably talk about it at the end because that's shameless promotion. Wink, wink. But last bit of news. Let me get it pulled up. The Richard Taylor Camp of Shreve. That's not it. There it is. The Richard Taylor Camp will have challenge coins for sale at the National Reunion. $10 each, and there's some beautiful coins. Let me show you real quick. So here's one side. Let me move this, and here is the other side. Beautiful, beautiful challenge coin. I will be getting me one. If you do not know, I'm a collector of challenge coins. I like challenge coins. Uh, so I will be getting me one. If Jason's still in the chat, Jason has still not given me his Lieutenant Commander in Chief challenge coin. I'm messing with him because he thinks I lost that challenge coin. So I didn't, and I'm going to mess with him about it right now. They sold 40 in Texas. That is awesome. Look at that. I would love to see your collection of challenge coins in your bookcase. My books are like all over the place right now. They're on the floor. They're in Oxford. They're in my hometown. I mean, they're everywhere. Probably not until I get a house will I actually have a neat bookcase that I will show y'all. But that's something that I will probably do down the road because I do have another idea for a not a weekly news show, but a show every other month or something like that. I had SCV challenge coins with my Arma Service challenge coins. I'm getting one of those coins too. Congrats, Elliot. That is awesome. Don't feel bad. He hasn't given me one either. Well, Commander Hill, he accused me of losing it. And I looked at Jason and I was like, Commander, you never gave me one. And he still doesn't believe me, so I thought I'd mess with him. But again, let me show them on the screen again. These beautiful, beautiful challenge coins. And you can get them for $10 at the SCV National Reunion. Now, our last bit of news before we go into our special guest is actually from AOT Commander Jimmy Hill. He had an announcement. Let me get it ready to read. So let's see here. Jimmy Hill and of course the people in charge, the museum committee, are looking for people that would like to write some of the storyline for the museum. This is absolutely awesome. Of course, here are some rules. You just can't make things up. Of course, please use some sources, and you can submit it to the committee, and it will be approved. They are subject to editing if it is too long for, of course, the beautiful, beautiful. I've lost the word for it, Commander. But they have these things that they can stick to the wall. I'm going blank, and it will have this information on there. And of course, that is an awesome thing. That means you can change it up every now and then, give the museum a fresh look, more reasons for people to come and learn, and that is always a good thing. So they're looking for people to help with that. I messed with Jason enough to make him appear in the chat. Jason said, I will have my Lieutenant CIC coin waiting on me. He said that to you as well, Jimmy, Commander Hill. Okay, wall graphics. Thank you. I completely went blank. Let me put this down since I'm talking about this. But yeah, so we're asking for help, and the topics as of right now that I've been sent, let me post them in the chat. I already see two that after I get a bit more free time, I will be submitting my own stuff for it. So let's see here. Let me put it in the chat. If it's loading, there it goes. Okay, feel bad for YouTube people. It breaks the comment up. Looking for people to write these topics on these: the Confederate Navy, Confederate Marines, blockade runnings, battles at Manassas, Fort Donelson, Nashville, Shiloh, Fredericksburg, Chancellorsville, Sharpsboro, the bio of Stonewall Jackson starting in 1854 until his death, the bio of Robert E. Lee. I'm going to tackle that one. Of course, please also tackle it as well. Gettysburg, Vicksburg, War west of the Mississippi, irregular troops, home guard civilians, life during the war, diary accounts, POW camps, medicine and doctors during the war, monuments. And of course, they're going to cut me off right there. Monuments, how they started, how they were erected, why did it take so long, the effect of the war on civilians, political development, foreign involvement, and of course, the other one I'm going to tackle, Beauvoir. So again, highly recommend you send stuff in for everything. So, Carl. Carl gets me every time, man. But yes, no, please send stuff in as much topics you want. Of course, just because I told y'all tonight that I'm going to try to send in something for Robert E. Lee and Beauvoir. Please still send stuff into that. This is very important information we need to have out there, and of course, when we get to write it as the members, that should be a duty. That's an honor to have that stuff in a museum. So please do that. If you have any questions, you can contact either SCV or AOT Commander Jimmy Hill. Yes, and the Red River campaign. My apologies. I might have skipped over that. Y'all know me. It wouldn't be a lovely SCV chat if I didn't mess something up. But I am going to, I think I have a good long commercial that I can run, and got to go do something real quick. But I guess it's time without that, with all the news out of the way, to bring in our specialist of the evening. And I will give him a bit better introduction after the commercial break, after our Pop-Tart break. But I think we all know what we're going to be talking about tonight. They've already done their first 2 episodes. The ACG CHAT. I'm really looking forward to this, folks, so I'll be right back, and we will start the show, or start the second part of the show.
There is a place, nestled in the rolling farmland of southern Middle Tennessee. A home, constructed in 1837, nearly lost to the ravages of war. Saved by a servant and a Confederate general. A place where families loved and lost. If walls could talk, what stories could be told? If a place, a home, can feel love, loss, pain, surely this is one of those places. Nearby is a more recent structure, and inside are the stories of heroes and heroines, stories of battles won and lost, stories of sacrifices made by the people of its native soil. A place that will tell the true and complete story of the Southland and the war fought for its freedom. From the causes that led to the conflict to the modern-day struggles to protect Southern history. Historic Elm Springs and the Confederate Museum at Elm Springs are the general headquarters for the Sons of Confederate Veterans. A place where the story of the Southland and its historic struggle is preserved and told. Come and discover your history.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Real quick, Elliot asked, did we hit our stars limit? There is no limit. There is just a goal. I'll put it out there like that. Let's see here. I think Paul that announced him Hill. Of course, please send stuff in for that. I'm looking forward to sending my stuff in. But tonight, I have a very special guest, and we have a very special topic dear to me and his hearts. Commander Christan Lee, host of the ACG CHAT. How you doing, Christian?
I'm very excited to be here once again. Thank you so much for having me. And yeah, it's really exciting what's on the horizon with all these chat programs. I'm hoping it spreads across the entire Confederation, every division. They need to get some sort of program together like this, even if it's something super simple. Hey, it just gets better over time.
Amen, amen. And so, for those who don't know or yet, hopefully you'll know after tonight. Every once in a while, we add a new show to our rotation schedule, something like that. And we asked Christian about a good while ago to do this and to kind of join the SCV chat crew. And we told him, you have free reign, kind of like how I ended up getting on here, to do your own thing, because that adds something for somebody else to go enjoy and watch. And so I'm very happy we've gotten this off the ground finally. And I guess we're just answering questions about the show. I might ask you things.
Okay.
Of course, it's okay if we don't know, because half the time we don't know on here what we're doing. That's the appeal of SCV Chat, really.
For sure. A lot of it's improvisation, since we're live consistently. Some things backfire, as you said earlier, and then you get back on track.
Yeah. We're good at getting back on track on here after a backfire or completely leaving the conversation. Mr. Sean, for those who don't know, I'm going to mention this because I don't know if I've mentioned it on the chat ever. I think I have, but he has a show called Look Around Southwest Florida. And
yes.
While it doesn't have a full-on spin-off connection from us, I want you guys to support this. Again, that's what we want to happen. We don't want to be a monopoly where SCV Chat's the only people doing stuff. And that's how I kind of explained it to Christian. Is you're on the chat, but you're also doing your own thing. And so it was kind of one of those things like with most spinoffs of TV shows, they're connected, but they're not. They're their own thing. They'll build their own audiences and stuff like that. So please support Look Around Southwest Florida, as well as Look Around the Confederation, SCV Chat, ACG Chat. If I don't say it slow, I know I will mess that up. So
yeah, Alamo City Guards. That's what the ACG stands for. But you're exactly right. Each different program, we're just building a network. And, there have been people in my division that I brought up SCV Chat to, and they're like, oh, those are the guys that talk, and they're like, some of them are like, that's great. And others are like, it's not really my cup of tea, and that's just their personal flavor. And if there's more options, say you don't watch the news on Channel 4, but you like the news on Channel 5. Right. And that's literally what we're doing. And, even if we're based in Texas, you might connect with the guys in Florida just because of how they're addressing things. Mm-hmm. And once we build this network, I mean, you look at all of the avenues that we have to get out there, like YouTube and things like that. Mm-hmm. So once we have enough content, then we're going to be a dominating force. So yeah, we've got to push back. We've got to take back the narrative. So I love flipping narratives.
Yeah, and two things. David Pope said news from the Friends of the Douglas Freeman Group. We will be going live tomorrow night for Secession Week in Tennessee. So tune into that if you want to. They have great live streams. I enjoy watching them myself.
Throw that up in the chat. Send us a link.
Yeah. Please send us a link and just post it in there. And if you want to join the group, please do. I'm in the group. I love the group. I recently discovered Dr. Freeman. Please do not hit for sale. I have been fascinated with him ever since. And along with him and Shelby Foote is the two authors on the top of my list to start reading their work once I get out of college. Mr. Sean said he talked about Southwest Florida at his division reunion. Dude, that is awesome. People
Excellent.
need to learn that this stuff works. And as we talked about, and as Lieutenant CIC Jason said, the whole idea is to expand this stuff. And, SCV Chat has its own plan. But everybody else, make your own stuff. Do your own thing. Highly recommend that. And we talk about all the time that what's the big plan for SCV Chat? It's to have a network. It's to have shows that you can watch, catch up on Confederate news, SCV news, all the news for Southerners under the sun that care about their history. That's the goal.
And I'd like to throw out there that we have a gentleman named Johnny Anderson in the Texas division, and he has been putting together a series on the Texas Generals. So we've done documentaries, that's what kind of got us down this avenue. But as soon as we saw Johnny Anderson, I called up Cody, my co-host on ACG Chat, and said, hey, like, there's this new guy, and he's doing things that we're doing. Like, this is awesome. Like, it's starting to snowball. And you can check that out, bit.ly/SCV Texas. And the most recent one was on General Richard Gano. So if you know anything about him, definitely you'll enjoy that. And these are the new monuments. They're trying to take them down out of our physical realm, off the courthouses and just everywhere, and we can take over the internet. Like, if this is the Matrix, well, we should be that dominating force, being able to teach the true history the way the SCV understands it. And you were saying, because everybody has a different following. Here in South Texas, we have a lot of Tejanos. Like here in San Antonio alone, we're 65% Hispanic. So I mean, there's different markets depending on where you are. So you're going to reach different people. One of my favorite faces of the SCV is Richard Luna Garcia. Like, his was awesome, and it connects with a lot of the people in South Texas, along the border. So and rewinding, you got to give me a copy of the museum commercial, because that is phenomenal. That is definitely up there with Richard's video. And just the fact that Texas Division, they unanimously voted to give the $15,000 to the museum at Elm Springs, which is phenomenal. We are so excited.
Mm-hmm. And that's great stuff. Now I got a couple things I want to talk to you behind the scenes for future shows.
Right.
Speaking of which, I know your camp and Monuments Across Dixie are going to be putting up a Tejano monument.
Yes.
We're going to not schedule it, but talk about it live. I want you on the show to talk about that, by the way.
Sure.
I see Michael C. Hardy's in the chat. For those who don't know, he does a live stream on Sunday. They're awesome. He is so full of historical knowledge, and you learn stuff by just popping in if you can only pop in for 30 minutes, you're going to learn something that whole 30 minutes. And I would highly recommend staying for the whole live stream. It is amazing. I love it. Gigi wanted me to ask you about your purple coat.
Oh, man. Yeah, that is slick. I'm telling you. It was kind of bad because I went to my cousin's wedding, and one of the photographers was like, wow, you're the best looking, best dressed here. And I was just like, she's the bride, bro. Like, you don't say that. So yeah, it's a slick looking jacket. And past Commander in Chief Gramling, he has one similar. So it's not purple, but they're definitely snazzy.
Yeah, I tell people all the time that Commander in Chief is the Ric Flair of the SCV. People ask me that, they're like, why do you call him that? He's a good couple other nicknames. Why did you make one up for him? Dude walks in styling and profiling at any SCV event. It could be I'm from a smaller camp. So, good days, we have about 10, 15 people. If there's 2 people there and Paul is speaking, just go ahead, roll out the red carpet. Paul's going to walk up in there like he's Ric Flair because he looks that good.
I knew
I
I had to
mess with
bring
him
it.
all the time. I was
I
like,
did.
Commander, if I could learn anything from you, it's going to be your style because I have no style. I am a farmer from Mississippi, and when you see me, that's exactly what you're gonna think with what I wear.
Ah, that's still classy. We can class that up.
Oh yeah, Carl Jones said,
Hey,
Paul wears a 3-piece suit to cut grass, and we all know that it looks great. It probably matches the lawnmower. I mean, let's be honest here. He is the legend. He is the Ric Flair. Until the day I'm off this earth, I will be calling him the Ric Flair of the SCV. And when I have money one day, I'm giving him a Ric Flair SCV award.
let's make it happen.
It's going to look great, Commander. He's in the chat.
Actually, man, one of my camp members, Nate Dogg, he went to WrestleMania. What was it, Dallas? And he met Ric Flair there. So there's a picture of him in one of my past. I think it's my May 2022 newsletter, the Alamo City Guards. Mm-hmm. And woo! And you mentioned it earlier. I actually did pick up one of those challenge coins from the Lieutenant General Richard Taylor camp. Like, guys, these are the real deal. And at only $10, they're half an inch larger than standard challenge coins. But they are a lot better looking in person than on the pictures. The pictures don't do them justice. These are phenomenal.
I plan on getting one when I go up to National. I don't know if Commander Gremlin is going to the Mississippi Division reunion this weekend. If you are, bring one. He also corrected Carl. He said, actually, I wear a suit to watch the guy that I paid to mow my grass.
There you go. That makes more sense.
Better. Could you imagine, knocking on the door, sir, I'm here to mow your grass, and, the Ric Flair of the SCV steps out of his door wearing a John Deere green suit. It's got the logo on it and everything.
A yellow corsage.
Yeah. I hate you're going to miss it, Paul, because you're going to miss me giving out awards. And I tell Connor, I started speaking at camps, and I really enjoy doing that. But most of you know who watch the show. Sometimes I can mispronounce things. Sometimes I can mispronounce them awfully. And they will not be anything near the word you recognize.
What was it originally? Tajeo? What wasn't it Tajeo? When you were first seeing Tejano?
Yeah, no, that's what I said.
I think it was like Tajeo, and I was like, you gave it a good shot.
Live on air, and I don't know if you were the guest or not, or if you were just the monument or whatever. But I said Tajeo, and I remember I get a text from Honor, and he's like, what the heck did you just say? We just watched the video where he said it. How can you mispronounce a word that you just heard being said? I was like, again, why y'all put me in charge of the news show? I will never know, because I get words I've never seen before. And I'm sitting here 10 minutes, 20 minutes for a show looking at it and being like, 50-50 if I say that right. So I will be giving out the awards, and I'm very honored to do that. I'm very happy to take this position up and serve my division in any capacity they seem fit. Yeah. But I do feel sorry for the people getting them. If I mispronounce your name, you have my deepest apologies. And I just trust me, I feel just as awful as you do, because I'm sitting up there and I try to be professional. I try to be respectful in any event that I'm at, and when I'm speaking, when I'm of course going to be doing this. And so when I mess up, I mean, it hits me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, have it. A word come out of my mouth. Now,
But if you say it sincerely enough,
sometimes it'll go over my head, and then it's just like, okay, if I say it with confidence enough, at least people will think I understood what I was saying. And then other times, as soon as I say a word, and sometimes, like for example, I wrote my own speech. I wrote this program that I want to start doing at camp events about youth, and I almost mispronounced a word on there. I was reading it, my own speech that I wrote. I reread it the night before, and I get to it, and I mispronounce the word, and I just do.
It's like, why? Why do you do this to me,
man? Why? Jason says, "Where's my tuxedo?" It is back where the place where I rented it from. I will be wearing a seersucker suit Saturday and Saturday evening. Robert says he's the Alabama Awards chairman, so I know what you mean. Yeah, Robert, I got the position because our previous chairman had to back out, and he backed out about a month before our reunion. And I had to I had to make a committee. I had to figure out what like all the awards hadn't been voted on. I had to do all this stuff, and I had no idea I was speaking. Connor looks at me, and this is at the pilgrimage this year. And I look at him and says, "All right, that's an emergency warning for people who don't know. Apparently, that's an Amber Alert. But apparently, like I was going through all this stuff. I was talking about it with Connor. I was like, okay, I know who I'm going to have on my committee. I just asked them. They said yes. We're going to roll through this. I have an idea for certificates, plaques, frames to make certificates look better, and I was going. And then Connor looked at me, and I looked at him because for some reason I thought the division commander gave out awards. And so I looked at him and said, when do you need to know who won? When is my deadline to get this information to you? Connor told me the deadline, then he looked at me and said, I'm not giving the awards. You're the chairman. You give the awards. And for some reason, someone who has been in this organization for almost 11 years now completely forgot that at the award ceremony, the awards chairman gives out the awards. And man, I looked at Connor. I said, I feel bad for all these people. It's gonna be a fun day. Michael C. Hardy said, "It's okay, Moose. My tongue gets tied in knots at times."
Me too.
How to write my speech using 2 to 3 level words. Thanks, man. Oh, Jason had a good comment. He said, everything I heard about the chat expanding tonight is what I love hearing. It needs to grow and cover as much material as possible, and all of us need to work together. And that's what we're talking about is, SCV chat is growing. This is our third show. Very blessed to have 3 shows in 2 years we've expanded that much. We've reached over 140,000 people within our first year alone, hoping to break that again this year. So we're happy to see us grow. We're also happy to see other people start venturing out into this because again, we can't be the only people that do it.
Sure.
Because, we've talked about this. We don't know when that day comes, but all good things come to an end. And if SCV chat ends one day, if we're the only people doing anything, all this great ideas just stop. And so,
so we'll have to plan for someone to inherit that.
Yeah.
If we can't do it, we still got to keep the snowball rolling.
Yeah, exactly. And so, we're happy to see it grow. And of course, we're so happy to add Christian Lee to our, we call y'all the chat heads. We call ourselves the chat crew. so happy to have him on board, and so happy to randomly going to the work his way to do. Uh,
Yeah, I
but
mean, it's a different audience,
yeah,
and if anyone would like to be featured on ACG chat, like I say, you're reaching more Texas Division people, but we're always looking for someone, authors and artists, and just anyone that has something to talk about. We try to keep it very similar to SCV chat, almost like a hybrid of SCV chat and then Look Around the Confederation. So
I
that
was
is
I was
like,
about to ask what content are you kind of leaning towards, because I know right now early on in the show you really don't have any idea but a basic. And so,
right.
what are you leaning for towards, like what your show will kind of be producing? Like, for example, of course, SCV Chat is national-ish. We try to cover as much national news as possible. We, of course, have authors on. We have culture episodes. We have all these
Yeah,
things. And then
that's
look around is for division and camp stuff. So, you saying you guys are kind of leaning towards a hybrid of that?
Yeah, so basically what you've been doing is phenomenal with a different topic each and every time. Basically what I would like to do, and we've been doing, is we get on there and of course we want to cover all the news. Um, it's almost like the way I structure our newsletters. And you have camp news, you have division news, and then you have what's going on across the Confederation and nationals. And then we have little giveaways. We just talk about what's been going on, slideshows, showing the pictures like you did at the beginning of the program. Actually, one of the giveaways I've got right here, if you wanted to go check out the second episode of ACG Chat, we are giving away a relic, which is a 58 cal Enfield rifle bullet. So it was found among a bunch of Yankee bullets that were dug out of Virginia. So yeah, if you wanted to win this little piece, first episode we gave away a $10 CSA bill, and next is the this projectile, which is honestly is phenomenal. Just being able to hold a piece of history for those that don't have any sort of last couple of years is when I started getting my first pieces of actual relics, treasury bonds and things like that. And that just came through my sponsorship with Monuments Across Dixie. They definitely believe in all of these projects that we're trying to pull together. And when I say we, I'm talking about you and us. So the more we're growing, the more they're supporting. They give me an avenue to be able to afford to be able to put up really exceptional monuments. And with inflation the way it is, it's going to be much harder transporting and all that. So to have professionals that have your back, it's really exceptional. But we do that, and then you have your Pop-Tart breaks, so we'll show little cartoons. And
I noticed that. I really found it interesting, because I'm a fan of older stuff,
right.
and I religiously go back and watch TV shows that came out 20 plus years before I was born, or old cartoons. My favorite ones are old cartoons to watch, is of course Popeye, the Sailor Man.
Popeye. Yep.
And Tom and Jerry and stuff like that. But that's what I found interesting for y'all's quote unquote Pop-Tart break. Y'all were doing cartoons, and I really love that, man. That's a very unique touch to y'all's show that I really loved. Real quick, let me welcome Billy. Good to see you in the chat. The new division commander for Florida, Calvin Hart, is in the chat, sir. Congratulations, Commander. I know you will lead Florida for 2 strong years. I believe that's how long y'all's elections are. I'm going by Mississippi elections, I hate to say. But Jude asked if he could get on y'all's show. And to that, I say Jude, I want you on his show, and then I'm going to snatch you at some point for my show. I'm about to be booked till after national, but of course, you need to get on ACG first.
Yeah, so Jude, he actually, we piped him in on, I think it was Zoom or something, for a camp lecture. So we didn't have someone come, a guest speaker that could make it out one evening. And, we had someone cancel on us. And I was just like, hey, guys, do you have any contacts? We jumped in a group chat and, bounced some ideas. Jude was just like, I can do something on Stonewall Jackson's, religious beliefs. And I was just like, yeah, let's make that happen. So we brought him in, and so we're experienced with Jude, and I would love to have him on. And yeah, you'll definitely enjoy him on the chat here as well.
Yeah, no, I cannot wait to watch that. I know Jude. I would like to say I'm friends with Jude. I know what he does, and so I want to say thank you, sir. My camp is co-hosting National. Really? This year?
Phenomenal.
I go blank sometimes on National. On who's hosting it, and I hate to say that because everybody does such a fantastic job. I wish I knew the people to go up and thank. My brigade is currently about to host the next division reunion, and when you host something like that, you real quick learn to go thank whoever is hosting a division or national reunion real quick.
Big
thank you, sir. Okay, so this year, so when I see you, Jude, I'm just going to knock you into a corner and thank you, basically, because I'll be probably running off with a chicken with its head cut off like normal. So I'll just snatch you away for a second and tell you thank you, because that is a task right there, son. Again, thank you everybody for congratulating Florida Division Commander Hart. Again, congrats, sir. And now, next question. Right now, y'all don't really have a solidified date when you do the show. You're kind of floating between I think first episode was on a Wednesday. This week was on Tuesday. And you're saying next week will actually go live after Look Around the Confederation, right?
Correct. Yeah. So, of course, our producer, my first lieutenant commander, Cody Crislip, he works evenings. So when he is off, those are the days that we can do it. We started on Wednesday, Tuesday, and, it was 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. We're trying to get it to be just 7 o'clock, Tuesday, Wednesdays. So the programs don't overlap. But I mean, as long as we're smart about it, we won't overlap, and two programs following one another until we can get something consistent. I mean, I don't think it could hurt anything. Just consider more programming.
I before I started Look Around, if we didn't have Look Around, I would probably give you this behind the scenes. Man, you need to pick a day. It's better if you pick a day and stick with it. Man, Look Around is all over the place half the time. We started on Wednesdays. We had to move it to Thursdays. Well, Thursdays conflict in many ways because a lot of SCV camps meet on Thursday, including mine. So, there's some days that, we have to move it to a Friday. I've moved it to a Sunday, a Saturday. And so, since y'all are just getting started, people need to understand that y'all are working out the kinks. And, of course, with your producer working an evening job, I mean, can't help that. And so, I definitely understand that more now, ever since taking over the Thursday show and becoming host, that it is sometimes a bear to stick with that schedule.
Correct.
Yeah, very much so.
But we'll get it solidified. I definitely believe we will. Mm-hmm. And yeah, if you haven't seen what we do, the movie nights, we like to do a lot of those. And they've been very beneficial. If you have any questions about how to do your own online movie night, get with me. I'd be glad to help you out. I'd say in a 2-week period, our camp raised over $800 showing movies. So this is just coming to our website and donating. It's phenomenal. So if it works for us, I know it can work for you and all the camps across the Confederation. Don't be ashamed if you copy someone what they're doing, because that it works, and you got to do what works. So yeah, I'm here to help. Anything that you see us doing and you want to do it, reach out. Definitely let me know, and we'll make you put you on that level. If we can bring each other up, that's where we're going to see a huge change.
Yeah, because people, I described that in my new program on youth when I talked to the Simpson camp here in Mississippi. That I described this current era, this current events we're living through, and I feel like it has a more ties to this name than our actual war does. A cold civil war. And I explained this. I said, first off, I picked Civil War just because I feel like personally that they call the Civil War the Civil War. And I'm like, well, it wasn't a Civil War, but I picked this up because this is a Civil War where we're all we're Southerners and we're fighting for our heritage, and Yankees who are American are trying to take that away from us. So I like the term cold Civil War. I believe me and Donnie Kennedy coined that. Maybe not. Maybe he was doing it years before I even knew about it. But it's not going to be one person who wins this for our side.
No.
This is a team effort. And I tell people all the time, you have to remember this is a brotherhood organization. These are your brothers.
Right.
If you don't like someone, bury the hatchet. We have to work together. We can't be fighting inside and expect to win when our fighting is outside. And
Correct.
so this is going to be a team effort to reclaim the narrative, to protect our heritage for future generations, and to end Civil War and make sure they at least don't bother us for at least maybe a decade. That would be beautiful. Music to my ears if I didn't have to worry about anything for a decade. And my father's in the chat right now, and he said it best. We have to work together. So by no means do I want only SCV Chat to be on social media doing these type of streams.
Right.
I am not in this for the glory. I'm not in this for the FaceTime that I get on this air. Because at first I worked behind the scenes. Connor talked me on to be on the first couple episodes, and then you would notice there was like 20 episodes where I didn't show up. I don't want the spotlight. I don't need the spotlight. I want us all to work together, and if you can make a great online program, do it. If you can make a great camp newsletter, do it. If you can make a great CERT program, go out and clean cemeteries, do it.
Whatever your skill is,
do it. Then all this stuff will connect and work together to reclaim the narrative.
It's dominoes. I see us setting up dominoes, and no matter what, they can't stop the bicentennial from coming. So I might not be here, but I'm setting up the dominoes. I'm planting the seeds that are going to become the trees that our future generations will be able to sit beneath. So yeah, we set up those dominoes, and it's going to tumble until 2061, and that's where we're going to see all of these monuments come back. And I know in my heart that just shy of 4 decades from now, we can take back the narrative. There is plenty of time. It doesn't matter if I'm here to see it; it's going to happen.
That I told people, I was happy, being a paying member and doing stuff for my camp. And again, I tell people all the time, the camps are the backbone of this organization. They can get more stuff done than anybody. And but I had no addition to put myself out there to be quote unquote on the front lines, because I was like, there are other people for that. And then when it kind of hit me what they're doing, and this realization, I'm young, so I don't think about my future often, like most young people do. But I thought, what happens if I have a son in 10 years? What will I be able to say to that boy when I look at him? And I'm trying to show him this proud heritage I have, and I can't even talk about it because he could get it kicked out of school. It could get me in trouble. There's nothing around to even show that this stuff happened, or it's so twisted and mangled that you're sitting there, your boy kind of looking at you and you're telling them one thing and the black's telling them the other. I don't want that. I'm fighting for the future descendants of the sons of Confederate veterans. I'm fighting for my ancestors because they first and foremost should be the most important person you are fighting for, not yourself in this war. I would say a second is the future generation, but ancestors, the people who fought, they deserve to be remembered for their sacrifice, their pain, and those hard years after the war. They deserve to be remembered throughout the
Our
ages.
legacies. That's what the South fought for themselves, is our legacies. My family wrote the Lee Resolution, and that's what led to the American Revolution, writing of the Declaration of Independence. And yeah, it's literally tradition, and we are fighting to keep that legacy alive. And that's what it's all about, leaving a solid legacy.
Yeah, and you talked about the bicentennial. I think I said that right. Did I say that right?
What's that?
I said, did I say the bicentennial right?
Bicentennial?
Yes. Okay, I said it right. Yay! But again, our enemy took years to get this much power. This is not going to be something we're going to win overnight. We're going to win battles, but to win the war, I might be 40 or 50 by the time I can honestly say, we've won. I can relax. I can, still make sure during that winning time that we enforce stuff so this stuff can't happen. But, okay, I'm not against a ticking time clock. And, by the time the bicentennial comes, I'm about to make everybody feel old in here. I'm 23. I will be 62 that first year. And I plan to be all over the nation. I plan to be.
Love it. You talking, my friend? I can't hear you. Are you there? Did you lag out? Uh-oh. I think he froze up. Dun, dun, dun.
It was the Yankees.
The Yankees did it.
The Yankees got me. But, as I said, I let me remove my computer because my computer is just, bless its heart, it's struggling. 4 years of college has not been kind to it. It's been dropped, banged, and book reported. But, when that day comes, I want to be able to drag my kids. I don't care if they're working, my grandkids, if that's to that point. I want to be able to be like, this is going to be amazing. This is the point we have been working towards for the past, 40 years, When that bicentennial comes, I want us to all honestly say either we left it all on the battlefield or we can look around and enjoy how hard we fought for this cause and that all these new markers are up. I love seeing new monuments up. All this new stuff coming up. I want to see 100 new monuments to the bicentennial, but that's a talk for another day. But I want us to be able to look around and be like, we did it. It looked very bad for us at some points. I think we all can honestly say that. But now look at us. We have rose above. We did it the right way. And we can honestly look back, look at our kids, and say we honored our ancestor, and now that torch is passed to you. And that's what I'm looking forward to saying. And let me see if I have any banners. I'm doing this on my phone now, so this is interesting. If you have a camp or division project that you would like to talk about live, you can please email me at scvyouthoutreach@gmail.com. And please remember to send your pictures, short videos, and write-ups to scvyouthoutreach@gmail.com, and you'll be featured on the upcoming episode of Look Around the Confederation. I have been your host, RERUN Moose, joined by the ACG host, Christian Lee. Again, I want to thank you for coming on, Christian. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I don't think I have anything else to say, but
You want to learn some Latin?
You can go ahead and say some Latin.
You want to learn some Latin?
Yeah.
So I can translate this, and this is my sign off. So, let justice be done, though the heavens fall.
Wow, I like that, and I guess I'll leave my own quote. Mine's cool, but I'm not going to read it in Latin or translate it from Latin. I'm just going to quote, Jefferson Davis, Carl Jones posted this: "Truth crushed into the grounds is still truth, and like a seed, will rise again." And I think that is a great way to end this episode. Please remember, you can watch ACG Chat on the Alamo City Guards Facebook page or the SCV Chat Facebook page, and they will be soon coming to YouTube via either past episodes or live. We'll work on that at some point, but again, please go support Christian over there. It is a great show. I was able to be on the show and tune in this week, and I absolutely loved it. So please go out there and support him and join David Pope live tomorrow at the Dr. Freeman group. Please remember, let me see if my computer works now so I can do this 50-50. Will it work or will it not work? That is the joy of, I call it SCV Chat Roulette. You never know. Thank you guys for telling me it's been a great show. And of course, I had to mess up the audio just one more time for everybody watching.
Why not?
Please remember, you can get our new limited edition Moose Mania shirts at the link in the chat. And please remember, tune in Monday, 7 o'clock Confederate Standard Time, same Confederate channel, same Confederate time. Without further ado, I guess it's time to end the show. Again, thank you, Christian, for coming on. Remember, everybody, to go out there and remember, do not fumar and stay Southern.